Dear colleagues, the year 2019 was a really challenging year for most of us. Why? Well, most of the economic indicators deteriorated over time. If we have a look at the IFO index, which was one of the leading indicators, we actually can see that we reached the lowest level since the year 2012. So it was really a difficult year we had to cope with. Let's have a look at the actual figures.
We were able to increase sales to a new record level, 14.270 billion euro. That's the good news. The bad news is it only was 4.8%, so our expected growth speed was much higher than that. If we adjust currency, growth was 4.2%. If we adjust working days and acquisitions, it was only 3.6%. The number of employees increased to a new record level of 78,686 colleagues, which is an increase of 1,600 over last year. And our biggest challenge is the operating result. We have a decrease of approximately 14%, 120 million less than last year. The current prognosis is 750 million. And this shows where our challenge is.
So in 2019, we really had different outcomes. But the good news is we had another record year in sales. Some regions and some business units were hit harder. So all in all, we can conclude that the Wuerth line craft did quite well, especially in those areas where we are close to the construction industry. And in the allied companies, especially in the areas where we are in the automotive industry, we had a really hard time. But the best news of all, looking at those figures, is that we were able to grow our customer base. Actually, we had the strongest growth since the year 2011. And we all know if we're able to grow our customer base, we will be able to develop our sales in the coming month.
Wuerth is a profitable company. We have generated 750 million euros operating profit, and we never had a year of losses. Standard & Poor's ranked us A stable, so we are enjoying a very good financial situation. Nevertheless, the year 2019 is a special year since we are confronted with a decline in profit. That's not a catastrophe, but that's an issue we have to manage closely. So productivity is the major issue for that year. In the moment, we are investing too much for too little growth. And there are three major things that are important to know. Number one, we gotta manage capacity. That means we should hire people only where it matters directly for the revenue and for the growth. Number two, we're gonna push revenue even more. We know how to do it actually. We are Wuerth, that's the company DNA, so we need to revitalize that DNA to push revenue. And number three, we should invest more in digitization. Digitization is going to be key for almost every business, so we should be braver in investing in digitization to upgrade our business model. Overall, that will result in faster growth and better profitability. And not to forget, let's try to manage the gross profit to the utmost extent also in the next year to boost profitability even further.
Hi Steffen.
Hello Robert.
How are you?
Very good. I'm just coming out of a team meeting where we're discussing extensively about profitability and productivity. And the major question is, what do we do if we are not achieving our growth plans that year?
A very important question, Steffen, but I guess we are very well prepared because we asked all of our major companies to prepare a scenario planning for next year if things go really bad. But I think the most important thing we have to remember that hope is not a strategy.
Speaking about strategy, 2019 was the first year the entire group, the entire company went through a strategic process called 25-25. We have quite some astonishing and overwhelming results, and we do have more than 2,000 different growth measures now entered in our system in the strategizer, worth almost 12 billion in additional growth, or a huge number. But talking about huge number, right, and talking about strategy, it's also very important for us, and that's my key takeaway, to focus also on today, tomorrow, the next week, the next month, plus then also on longer term perspective, right? I guess that's very important.
This is, of course, important. And another thing which I felt is very important is the digital part of our business. We learned and understood through the process that a lot of our companies are already progressing, but we are still not at the level we should be when we talk about e-business.
Yeah, I fully agree with that.
Very good, Steffen. But now, how about a little run?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Lead the way. That felt great, man, huh?
Yeah, there is nothing better to work out after a hard day of work.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. For me, counterbalance to work is a very important thing. For me, it's sports, right? For others, it might be something else. But finding something that really gives you a counterbalance to what you're doing the entire day is very important, also then to perform better in the job.
I totally agree. And at the end, it's all about finding the right balance between the job and what we do outside of the job.
Yeah, speaking of balance, why don't we give it another go? Come on.
Yes. There is only one thing to be left, Steffen.
And that is to say, thank you.
You're right. Thank you to all the employees of the Wuerth Group who supported us in the last year of 2019. Thank you for your enthusiasm and for your hard work.
And even if this year is gonna be a bit harder, if we work together, if we fight, we're gonna achieve our plans.
And this means 100 equals
100!